Welcome to the Canned Beer Podcast, where we open cans of beer and talk about it. This is Season 3, Episode 33. And this season we are bringing you the world in a can. And today we're globetrotting to the Emerald Island. But first, our beer nerd word of the week, which is head. This is the bubbly froth on the top of the glass when you pour a beer. And we have a special guest with us here today who's going to introduce our can of the week. Are you there, Dean?
I'm here, Brad, and our can of the week is the Guinness non-alcoholic draft, I guess you'd say that, 14.9 fluid ounces.
That's exactly right. And Guinness is been around. They've been around the block since before America was a country, 1759, and it's the same St. James Gate, Dublin, Ireland, is where they brew this beer. And in Dublin, Guinness is an institution, literally, for generations. And now it's available for NA for anybody who's not wanting the alcohol or enjoying a soberish lifestyle. This could be really good. Where did I find it? Well, that's the advantage of finding some of these NAs and beers in can in particular, is I have a good selection at my superfood town right here in Croton, New York. And they have lots of beer and a good number of NAs. And speaking of NAs, Dean, you're our resident dean of de-alcoholization. How do they get the alcohol out of this beer?
Guinness uses a cold filtration method where they bring the beverage down to about 41 degrees Fahrenheit, and that seems to separate the alcohol from, or some of the compounds out, and I think they force it through a screen and leaves the alcohol behind.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Almost maybe like a reverse osmosis type of a concept or something along those lines. I know there's other ways you can do it with low pressure and low temperature, but that's very interesting. Well, another thing of interest was that while I was reading up on this particular beer, are you familiar with the song A Day in the Life by the Beatles?
I am.
Well, the fella who blew his mind out in the car was actually Tara Brown, the heir to the Guinness fortune, who was in a sports car and crashed. So there's a little Beatles Guinness trivia that you probably didn't know about. So
that's a little sad.
Yeah, it's a little sad, but that's just a day in the life, and it was a big hit. So a sad moment, but at least a good song came out of it. Now, what we do on the Canned Beer Podcast is
open cans of beer and talk about it.
So why don't we do that, Dean? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I am too. Well, that certainly has a little bit of head on it, doesn't it?
It does. I poured it the way they recommend, which is to upend it completely and let it all settle out into the glass.
Oh, and it worked well for you?
Oh, I got a beautiful an inch of head on it. It looks lovely and creamy.
And dark. Dark is the darkest night, I would say. That's beautiful. What? I wonder what it tastes like. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. By gosh, it tastes like Guinness.
It tastes like Guinness, doesn't it?
Well, I could drink several of these, and not feel any hangover or anything. This is quite nice.
It is delicious. I've had this before and have enjoyed it with all kinds of food.
And it really has that beautiful dark, almost a chocolate brown color that Guinness has. It's really good. I I would have this with fish and chips. I don't know about anyone else, but a good cod with some nice French fries would be ideal. A little vinegar on it.
We're having fish tacos tonight with some family, and I think I might open another can and have it with my fish tacos.
That would be ideal. A little food beer fusion there. Who would I shout out to? Well, all of my cousins in Ireland would be a cool one to shout out to. My great-grandma Sophie came literally off the boat, so if I could ever track those people down, I would give them a slow hand clap for coming up with such a great beverage as this Guinness. And also the zero alcohol is nice for those that are enjoying a soberish lifestyle. So our head scratcher as we wrap up here, what musical symbol is on the can of Guinness? Let us know and you will get some cool swag. So thank you again, Dean, for helping us with these non-alcohol beverages. It's really not an area that I'm familiar with, but it's certainly one that I've been enjoying.
Yep, I love doing it, and I love tasting these NA beverages, and I'm thinking someday of trying the NA whiskeys and bourbons, see what they're like.
That's pretty cool, but that would be a different podcast, as this is the canned beer podcast where we open cans of beer and talk about it. But I'm sure there could be a NA beverage podcast out there somewhere that maybe you should do one yourself.
Well, there's a thought.
I would certainly be the first subscriber. Anyways, in closing, thank you for tuning into the Canned Beer Podcast, where we open cans of beer and talk about it. Remember to enjoy responsibly. And just because it comes in a can doesn't mean you can drink and drive. And this one you could drink and drive, but I think you'd want to sit down and enjoy these great flavors without the alcohol. The Canned Beer Podcast is a Center Stage production. All rights reserved. You there, Dean?
I'm here.
Happy April Fools.
Oh, you got him.
Thank you for all our people who listened through to the end and realized that we hadn't completely lost our minds. But it is April 1st, and we hope that you enjoy this bit of a spoof as much as we're enjoying this zero alcohol Guinness. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you on the next episode.